So hello everyone, I'm again back with new video and today I will be speaking about reading books. So I have access to ChatGPT, but sometimes I have to generate the topics from my mind so that I will also have power of thinking about some random things to give some speech on. So today we will be talking about reading books or what are the benefits of reading books and how it will help in a different way, and also we will also say some drawbacks of reading books as well. So okay, reading books means not only reading only book, I mean reading magazines or any paper that you can read basically. So yeah, I have studied when I was in grade nine. That was not grade nine. When I recently, about 2 years ago or 1 years ago from today, that was the day when that was the first day when I completed reading one single book that was not related to academics. It was related to some biography, and the first book that I have completed studying was Breath Becomes Air by Paul Kalatani. I cannot pronounce his last name, so I'm sorry if I pronounce mistake. So that was the first time when I completed reading any non-academics books by myself. And before reading book, I used to think like how people are even able to study and finish the whole sets of book, because I feel little bit, bored, or like because I don't have any intention to read. I'm not interested in reading books before that, like but after completing that book, I feel like I was completely wrong. And when we started when it is always good to take an initiative. I mean, it is always good to start reading, because if we don't even start, then obviously we are not going to finish that. So I found that it is always good to start. And um, that book was the time when it was really necessary for me, because I had not found any kind of physical book around me, and I don't want to buy book and then read the book just by using, I mean, read the book. So basically my friend gave me that book, and then I just, for a fun, I just started reading some few pages of the book. But when we started reading the book, I feel like the imagination in our brain develops so well that I started imagining the story that is written in the book. So it was like a movie theater running in my brain. So I got a little bit more engaged in that book, and yep, that book was a little bit more emotional towards the end. And the story that I have read about a person, I mean, about the Paul I read, was all written by himself till the till the end of the book. But at last few lines, like last few pages, after he died, his wife wrote those lines, so it was a little bit emotional. So yeah, I found that reading book unlocks the things, like it helps to improve our vocabulary, it helps to visualize the things more clearly in our brain. Like, when I used to read, then those things were just limited to my mouth and my ears. But when we start reading book, then that will help to remember the thing through the visualization. So it's basically very helpful for our memory as well. And after that, I got interested in reading books. So after that, I started reading some other books, like Pride and Prejudice, Scarlet Pimpernel, and like that. Those books I studied, and most of the books were from the early period, from the England and other part of the world. Like it was not from today; it was about 200 to 100 years ago from today, basically. So those I studied. I also, I mean, Scarlet Pimpernel. I mean, Pimpernel was my favorite book because that was basically based on the French Revolution. And after reading these book, I gave my SAT exam, and that reading definitely, like, it helped me so bad, like it helped me so good, right? So I was easily able to identify the meaning of the passages, and I was easily able to match the correct answer with the passages. So it was like that. And first of all, the also I believe that the reading book will also increase our vocabulary. And right now, sometimes when I try to speak, some words may not come into my mouth. So when we read a lots of things, then those words will be freely floating in our brain, and whenever we need, we can use it. So it's really important to read book for increasing the reach of our vocabulary, and then whenever we want to use it, so that we can easily use it. And of course, a reading book will also help us to give a more information, more knowledge about the author, his views, his perspective, like that. And we it will also impact our brain, like how we see the things, how we see the world around us, like that. And then there are lots of motivational books around us, like I have also studied Atomic Habits. So before reading Atomic Habit, we might see the things in one way, but after reading those book, those kinds of motivational book, then we may start to see the things in another, in a different way, because the thing that is written inside the book may impact some people's psychological psychological brain, like psychologically, and they may try to pretend, like they may try to um see the things with the perspective of books as well, with the perspective of books. So I believe sometimes reading book is also like watching movie, but in the form movie in our own brain. And mm, movie ends in 2 to 3 hours, but when we start reading book, then it can take weeks to months. So yeah, it's basically um very healthy for our brain, and it even doesn't impact our eyes, like like if we sit for too long to study, I mean too long to watch movie, then it impact our eyes and we start to feel a little bit dizzy. So that are the thing benefit of the books. And I'm not talking about book as well. In general, it's really good to have a reading habit, because reading habit will improve our attention span that has been nowadays destroyed by some short-term videos, like we watched Instagram Reels, we watched TikTok videos, like that. They have destroyed our attention span, and we start to feel bored when the things doesn't go according things doesn't goes in a way we wanted. So even if it is about 2 to 3 seconds, then we started to feel annoyed or like that. So it's really important to improve our attention span to be successful in our life, because nowadays people think that success will come tomorrow just by doing something, and then success will starts to flow from tomorrow. It's not like that, because it's from the people who have lost their attention span. So yeah, reading any kind of article, like if we had to take a certain information from the internet by reading something like some articles, then if we have a habit of reading, then we will have easier and easy time on reading those information that is available on the internet as well. And obviously, um, it will not bore us. And I prefer to study physical book rather than the PDF, because uh, watching our devices for a long period of time just to study a PDF, just to look at the words, each character in the PDF may sometimes be difficult and it can cause eyes strain. And yeah, these are the benefits of the reading book. And if we go to the disadvantage, there are, yeah, of course, there are disadvantages of the reading book, but I do not discourage to read books. So basically, as I said before, I prefer reading physical books. So physical books are not the things that we get for free. We need to have some money to buy those books. But yeah, there are also some libraries. If there are some libraries in city, then you can go there and then study there for your particular time, for a particular time. So, but if you want to bring those books into your home and keep it by yourself, then obviously you have to pay the money. And I don't see like there are lots of other disadvantages for this. Mm, mm, yeah, I guess that is one disadvantage, but because we cannot pay the book, I mean, we cannot pay the price for the book, then some people might want to, go and study PDF. And I have experienced by myself, like before, before directly started in, there was a one book called Design Thinking. And before, since there was no physical book for me, so I started to find, and I found one PDF and I started reading there. But unfortunately, I did not complete that book because I started to feel so bored, and I was not really interested into that book anymore because that was obviously on my phone. And when we study the book on the phone, then obviously there might come a lot of notification and other distracting things. So yeah, we can do it by just turning on our do not disturb mode. But even though feelings that we get from the reading physical book, we will not get from reading the PDF. So yeah, uh, I told about one disadvantages. So I don't think there are lots of other disadvantages. Um, yeah, there is one disadvantage as well. Like when I was in grade 12, and there were some friends who used to bring some books, like the books that are actually outside of our syllabus. And then during our class, instead of giving attention to the teachers, they just open those book below the text and then just they read those book in the class. So yeah, reading book also, you need to have some time. You need to free up some time to read book as well. But if you don't have time, then it might be difficult to arrange the time. Like if you are a busy student, like your most of the time goes into the school, like from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And then when you come back to the home, you have to prepare for your homework and other tests, then you may not get time. And because of that, some students take those books into the school and then just read the book by hiding from the teacher. So it is really it can really impact the education, I mean academics of the person. So yeah, that is also one disadvantage. Like you need some time, you need to give or provide some time for the reading book as well. So yeah, these are the disadvantages. But if you can provide just 15 minutes for reading just one page of the book, then yeah, it's all okay. It's all about time management. And if you can arrange, then yeah, it's not too tough for, it's not a big deal for reading a book. It's easy. So yeah, these are the things that I want to talk about today about reading books. So yeah, I would like to end here. Thank you.